Hey, kia ora, how are you? And firstly, a big welcome to TPC Thought Process Conditioning, now every Wednesday here in Johnsonville. Big thank you to team and the real estate team, collective at the Collective Hub here in Johnsonville. Good location, and also great that you all could make it here this evening. In regards to TPC Thought Process Conditioning as a very effective cognitive system and program, that is somewhat built on the science of ABA, which is applied behavioral analysis. And the analysis is in regards to helping people, number one, become the control center of their mind. And sadly, if you're not the control center of your mind, you're actually not the control center of your life. And because of the many TMIs, thoughts and mental images, that are processing in your mind, some neuroscientists suggest that over 50,000 of these TMIs, thoughts and mental images that process in your mind, some actually on autopilot. And when you have TMIs running on autopilot, what that means is basically every image, mental image that processes in your mind becomes your perception. And your perception is simply an image or images that are currently held within your mind's eye that you are perceiving. It's important to realize that you are awareness and consciousness. When people realize that simply to have the life that you want, simply create those mental images. The reason why all is imagery and the conditioning of mental images is simply because the building that we're in now, the car that you came on, or what transport you used to get here, the clothes you're wearing, the home that you're living in, the buildings you can see is all began firstly as a mental image in someone's mind. Mental imagery has the power to draw you to something or away from something. I mean, the written language was created simply to describe mental images. Prior to that, the ancient people, they sketched images on a rock, simply, once again, describing mental images. I mean, if I say the word apple, what do you think of? What comes to mind? Because the words that you speak create images. That's why your words are very, very powerful. If you speak positive words, you create those images, and you're able to actually project those images onto someone simply by looking at someone and speaking. Sadly, not taught in the educational system is the most important aspect to people's lives. Firstly is neurological, second is mental imagery, and the third is obviously awareness. It's really the awareness that me as a TPC mindset coach, TPC image coach, is helping people first come to the awareness of what is determining their happiness, their wealth, their finances, their health, their relationships, is when you realize that you have the ability to imagine. And I say imagine because as children, imagination was I'd say 60% of your perception. As we get older, we stop using and utilizing the most important and most powerful aspect to the life that we want, which is we stop imagining. We stop imagining. Imagery is energy. Remember this, imagery is energy. So the TPC 4P is a metaphor or a structure basically in regards to the mission of thoughts and mental images, of TMIs. So firstly, a TMI, a thought and mental image, firstly wants to be able to be processed within your mind. The meaning of the word process means a series of actions taken in order to come to a particular end. The meaning of the word process. So a TMI, thought and mental image, simply wants to process in your mind and come to a particular end. And don't forget, 50,000 plus TMIs are popping in your mind, in and out of your mind, I suppose every minute, every hour. It's phenomenal. But what I come to the realization is that it's really the TMIs that are processing in your mind that you're perceiving today are most likely exactly the same yesterday, because we develop patterns. TPC 4P, images that process in your mind become your perception. A perception simply is an image currently held within your mind's eye that you're perceiving as awareness and consciousness. And that image now, as a perception, is going to be projected. Einstein, one of the world's famous physicists and scientists, he made a quote. He said a quote that was in regards to the quantum field, saying that the field, referring to the quantum physics, is the sole governing agent of the particle. We've actually made out of atoms and particles as well. And so that image that's projected from you into the field becomes produced. Hence, you may have heard of the saying, what you visualize, you eventually materialize. So ultimately, the images that you process in your mind become your perception, and that perception as an image becomes projected, and the image projected becomes produced in your life. It's coming to that realization that is vital. To create if you want a happy life, create happy images. If you want to feel happy, create happy images. If whatever you want, create that image first. That's why a lot of people, they'll get a vision board and cut out a picture and put it on that vision board. Why? Because the images that you perceive, i.e. you feed the most, you're going to feel the most and project the most in order to produce the most.